Hi guys, winter is upon us. Paul is back. Awesome, Paul, to have you as always. As you guys can see, the temperatures plunged, so we have some snow drifting from left to right, but it is what it is.
Yep. The
testing doesn't stop. VSKA, we put 1,000 rounds today with brakes. I want to put the really accent on the brakes. We take time, guys. The idea is to not kill the rifle. So we stop with Paul, we measure the temperature, and if the rifle is too hot, we basically pause and wait for the rifle to cool off. This way, we don't wanna basically destroy the bore of the barrel, and we want to give you the feedback at the end of the test. Hopefully the rifle will complete all 5,000 rounds, how the rifle still shoots, is it accurate, and what is happening inside the barrel. But that being said, we put some pressure to it, and right off the bat, I'll tell you that we had every possible malfunction today happen on the rifle. So Paul, correct me if I'm wrong. We had, first was the failure to extract, basically, and the empty shell got stuck here. Then we had the failure to feed, and we had the double feed. So as you guys can see, we knock out in those 1,000 rounds, we knock out whatever we could. And what is surprising too, it all happened with the regular full metal jacket ammo. This time I was using a Red Army standard ammo, so I switched from the Golden Tiger, and majority of the 1,000 rounds was the Red Army standard, and that's what was happening. But also I had a mixture of the ammo. In a few magazines I put the mixture of the full metal jacket and the soft points, and I will tell you guys, surprisingly, zero malfunctions with those. All the rounds went perfectly fine. But on the regular ammos, when we were shooting more, we had these malfunctions, and I'm not going to speculate why, where they were happening and everything. We were complaining about the weak ejection before, and you can really see there are instances when this rifle, on the different types of the ammo, guys, really ejects very, very close to the rifle. It's within 1 to 2 feet.
Yeah, just a couple.
So it is what it is. Again, I don't want to speculate at this point. We'll give you the breakdown and feedback when we'll be completely done. But this is what's happening, and that's what we're reporting. Also, the highlight of the day, at the end of the day, I just want to put this out at the end of the day. So this was when we shot the 1,000 rounds and we had 2 spare magazines left. We performed the Sand Tornado test on the rifle. So the first time, if I counted this correctly, Paul, we did expended 8 rounds.
Yep.
And as you can see, it was failure to feed the round. The bolt got stuck basically in the rear, and it didn't push the round forward. We attributed this maybe to the magazine, but again, 8 rounds on average. I cleaned the rifle, dump it off, all the sand and everything, give it another chance, because I want to keep the Century Arms fans happy. And it's not like we're doing something crazy. We put it again, and the rifle shoot about the same. It was 7 rounds this time. Before the bolt, you could really, we noticed with bolt, we haven't checked the footage, of course, yet, but I think I could see it with the naked eye, in slow motion. The bolt got stuck for a second in the back, and then went forward, but it didn't feed the round.
Yeah, I could feel it. Did that real slow, gradual.
Yeah, it was so fun. It's like I'm dumping the sand. It's like and went forward. So at least that's how it looked with our eyes. Sometimes you review the footage and it's something completely different. But other than this, that's pretty much it for the reporting of all, not really, usual or normal situations. Also, guys, I want to put this straight. What we do to the rifles, like Sand Tornado, is fun. Yes, it's over the board and everything, but it's fun. It's a fun test, right? It gives you the example of how much dirt may rifle take? And as you can see, there was plenty of sand and clogged and everything. Our rifle was cycling to the point where it stopped, and that's fine. But other than this, like the ways how we are shooting, treating the rifles, and even when we're doing a drops, in the next episodes we'll perform the drops, or you know, we'll throw to the water if we'll have any water, because it's a dry season in the creek, you know, there's no water in the water ponds. So we'll see about that. But what we're doing, compared to the real life scenarios, guys, what I have seen, what Paul have seen in the real life, when you going through the woods, I have seen people disappearing completely in the swamps. I mean, the guy tripping, going to the swamp, completely submerged with the rifle. So it happens. It's not, it's exactly, it's not like you plan for it, but it's in Mother Nature. Okay, I have seen people really, like one of our guys fall off from the cliff. It was completely covered with vegetation. He didn't realize, and he went down like many feet down, and he ended up with the broken back. So again, the rifle got smashed on the rocks and things too. I mean, the shit happens. Guys, the shit happens. I have seen people tripping from helicopters, exiting from helicopters ramp and tripping, and you know, doing the rollovers and everything. The shit happens. So what we were just talking with Paul is like how we are treating the rifles. It's really not even a real mirroring of what you're seeing in the woods and in the country, and like you, Paul, you got stories to tell, and it is like you really have to pause for a second, and you can say, yeah, you know, I'm going to treat the rifle in a white gloves and everything, but I can guarantee you, the moment you start spending a time in the woods and moving, the weird shit will happen. And this is just the, you know, we trying to put some pressure on the equipment and see how much it can take. Is this going to happen to everyone on the shooting range? Hell no. So it is what it is. I know that there's some people, you know, like to criticize us for what we're doing, but guys, like really, take all the fanboyism to the side, and like, you know, treat it. It's a feedback. You may not like it, but it's a feedback. And I think the value of what we're doing here and what you're getting, the data, it's for you, so you can make the educated decision. Okay, at the end of the day, like you see what is happening, and you can either decide it, do you like it or not. You don't have to listen to what we say, right? But just watch how the equipment is performing, one bullet at a time. And hopefully this will provide some ideas to you and what you want to do. That's all it is. That being said, Paul, enough with the bullshit talk. There you go, let's dive in. Let me remove the magazine. Paul, would you pop the hood? Pop the hood.
Yeah, this one's good.
This one is tough now. Yeah. Let me do it, Paul.
Yeah, it's like
Holy cow, that was tough. Yeah, that was tough, but we got it out. All right, Paul, I will look at the recoil spring, and you can start removing the bolt. I think there's nothing on the recoil spring. Guys, the recoil spring is absolutely perfectly fine, and it's working. That's all I got about the recoil spring. You want to start with the bolt? Okay. How are you looking on the rear of the bolt?
Yeah, it looks all right.
Looks all right. Paul, let's see those locking locks on the rear, and how. So this didn't progress. So we did another 1,000 rounds today. So in total we got a little bit over 1,500 rounds. But that's a good sign, because I was worrying about this area.
Yeah.
Exactly, and it's not moving. Yeah, it's how it was after the first 500 rounds. So, and here it's perfectly fine too. So that's a good thing. That's a good thing for the Century. And up front, how's the extractor claw looking, Paul?
It's just a little worn, but it's not. Yeah, it's all right.
It's not bad. Okay, that's perfectly fine. So the front of the bolt, let me push the firing pin. I just wanna, there's no deformation. I do not see any deformation in the firing pin. Of course, guys, you will have pictures in high resolution. I'll brush it off. If you see something, say something. As I said this numerous times, sometimes on the large screen, you got the much better view than what we got here in the real life. But yeah, we'll say bolt so far is doing great. Paul, there's tons of gunk on the piston head, but I do not see any deformations. And then let me dive. Look at that. This is incredible. There's absolutely no deformation on the rear end of the bolt carrier. Nothing. That's like
usually
brand new. Usually you can see some folding and things like this. This is nothing. This is absolutely nothing. And the cam channel, nothing too. Nope, it's all good. So that's definitely a progress versus what we had in the previous rifles from Century. So that looks good. This really looks good. All right, let's have a look on that right locking shoulder. And again, Paul, I do not see anything abnormal. This is all just the finish gone, but I do not see deformation. This is what we were seeing on the other rifles, the deformation of the right locking shoulder, and this one is prevailing and looking good. The trigger hammer is looking good too. That's just the regular wear. And on the left side, I do not see anything too. Chamber is looking good. Paul, if you will flip the rifle, let's have a look from the bottom. All looking good. All looking good. Quick look at the rivets. There is no gaps, no air gaps on the rivets, and on this side as well. I will try to remove the gas tube right now. Oh boy, that is stuck right now. That's kind of funny. I don't understand. Okay, I got it. So here's the pirate for the Pirates Union. There you go. Oh, look into the side of the gas tube. There's nothing, and the gas tube is looking good, and the wood is not smoked or anything. Nope. That's a good thing. Like as I said, guys, we're trying to really watch the temperature and be careful with it. And the barrel, I do not see any marks inside the gas block either.
Pins
are looking good on this side and good on that side. Speaking about the barrel, guys, interesting situation with the barrel. So per Century spec on the website, the RAS47 used to have nitride treated barrel. This one is not. This one is just the chrome moly barrel, regular steel. So be careful. Those chrome moly barrels, you have to really take care of it. And when you're shooting, do your job, clean it, and otherwise you may see some rusting and things like this. So just be aware of it. In my eyes, this is kind of a step down on the finish for the inside board, what they did. And also, outside the receiver is parkerized. It's not nitrided as the old one was. So it is, and you don't have a side rail, but we did talk about that in the first part. Let me have a look at the rear trunnion. I'll wipe out all the gunk and dirt. Nope, no deformations. And surprisingly, stock is still holding up. So this is something we will be watching. Other than this, Paul, I think that 1,000 rounds went smooth with the hiccups, which we talk about it, but they're all documented and you can see it. And you see the guts right now. So all we have to do at this point, we'll prep the rifle for head spacing test and we'll go from there. No-go gauge in position. Let's see what we got. And nope, not even close. Nope, so there's no change, at least nothing. Nope, one more time, just to be sure. Nope, not even, it's not even close for closing. So that's it, guys. As you can see, we have closed another episode. Rifle is cleared for another rounds to come, and we'll try to put even more pressure during the next episode. Thanks for watching, thanks for being with us, and Paul, thanks for coming back. Thank you, guys. Holy shit, you can literally see the sparks.